What is a Taurus woman attracted to? Taurus, the bull sign of the zodiac, is one of the most difficult people to attract because aside from their stubborn nature, they have very high standards. And they will only get to know someone who can give them a comfortable life, or at least they can potentially. Although no one can provide the life that she would have wanted, she can always do it herself. She is independent and can be feisty enough to improve her financial status and climb the social hierarchy herself. It's because of this self-sufficiency that Taurus is one of the most difficult ones to attract. Unfortunately, some of you out there have fallen for a Taurus, simply because at first glance you would not know what a person's horoscope is and many would not care. But we know it matters. Welcome to Lifesolver, and today we answer, what is a Taurus woman attracted to? And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment saying I subscribed, and I'll personally reply to your comment. An overview of a Taurus. Before we dive into what attracts Taurus woman, let us first ask, what is a Taurus like? Briefly speaking, a Taurus is someone who was born between April the 20th and May the 20th, and on most occasions are stubborn, as evidenced by their representation of the bull. However, they can also be the complete opposite, sweet, gentle and loving, with a deep admiration for love, beauty and money because of how their position in the heavens is in close proximity to Venus. Just knowing these, you can already glean on what may potentially attract a Taurus, which we will now dive into. Attracting a Taurus. Success. As previously mentioned, women born as Taurus are strongly attracted to success. Again, this is because of their desire to live a good and comfortable life. However, this does not mean that you have to have a high-paying job, although it helps. You just need to show her that you can provide stability in her life. Unfortunately, there will be times when you suddenly find yourself in between jobs, but do not worry. This should not be a problem if you have shown your ability to be able to provide for her and that you are trying to get back on your own feet. Being able to show independence is a must if you are trying to attract a Taurus in your life. This is because Taurus themselves are independent, they can stand on their own feet, and they would prefer that the man they are with is also the same. In relation to showing her how successful you are, or potential that you hold, avoid cheap dates. Book the best that you can think of, and please avoid fast food chains and 24-hour diners, for example. Having a good plan for a date night is a turn-on to them. The same can be said about giving them gifts. They only ask for the best, however, this does not mean that you're obliged to give gifts. They do not expect you to give one. On the other hand, if you are only planning to give her a card, just avoid buying the cheaper ones in the shop. Buying flowers helps too. Show confidence and strength. This does not mean you should start going around and mark your territory or bully anyone you come across. That is just being a douchebag and overall is counterproductive. By confidence, you need to show a Taurus woman that you are a mature woman who is bold enough to make decisions on his own. By doing so, not only are you exuding confidence, but you're also showing a subtle strength that a woman born under the Taurus star symbol finds very attractive. Another way that you can show this is by acknowledging your flaws, that you are aware of them. But doing so is not enough. It is important that you embrace these flaws, yet it does not stop you from becoming the successful person that you set out to be. Additionally, you must start thinking about your body language. It is important that you show confidence and maturity, even in the most candid of moments, especially when words fail you or when they are not being used. Physical aspects are just as important. Now, it is known in most relationship circles that a person's physical appearance is not what makes people stay with you forever. However, that is not the case for women who were born on Taurus Day. Physical appearance and how you carry yourself, especially in public, is high on their list when looking for a partner to be with. What aspects of your physicality do you need to work on if you want to land a Taurus? Firstly, you need to smell good. Secondly, you need to look good, although this is not limited to your physical good looks. Sometimes looking good means you know how to carry yourself, how to dress, mixing and matching your clothing well enough so that when you go out in public with her, she will be proud to have you wrapping your arms around her waist. It is important to a Taurus that you stimulate all 5 of her senses. However, do not overdo it, because if you do, this overwhelms them to a point where instead of leaving a mental image that will leave a good impression, they would rather be running away from you. Do not be afraid to go outdoors. Taurus women are not individuals who must be treated with a lavish lifestyle all the time. In fact, at their core, they are country women and would love to get their hands dirty or wipe off sweat from their foreheads. They would appreciate a change of scenery every now and again for your date night. In addition, they are environmentally conscious, so be very careful what you do environmentally. Catch her with humor. Among all these that we have mentioned, this must be the hardest way to attract a Taurus woman, simply because humor is different from one person to another. The problem is that humor for Tauruses does not mean giggling. It means full, boisterous laughter that can send her into tears because they love to laugh, and who doesn't? Be there in the moment. The problem with men nowadays, they think that being aloof will make you more desirable to a girl. That one day, if you make yourself unavailable enough, they will stop taking you for granted and see you in a more serious light. On most occasions, especially if the woman you are trying to court or at least catch their attention is a Taurus, because Tauruses hate those kind of men. What they want their men to be is emotionally available, which means that you are open to discussing what your feelings are and be transparent about it. It is a pet peeve of theirs if the men that they are with makes them guess how they are feeling or what thoughts are running in your head. Actively listen to a Taurus. In addition to communicating more transparently with women born on a Taurus day, it is also vital that you actively listen, especially when they are talking about their problems. There is a prejudice against women born under the Taurus star symbol. They are stubborn and very closed off. However, Taurus women like to socialize and speak to someone regarding their problems. This image is caused by years of not being heard by anyone they thought would listen. It is their own defense mechanism to protect themselves in times when no one else wanted to listen, and instead of opening to deaf ears, they would rather not open up at all. That is why it is important for you to break the cycle and listen to her. Respond to her problems. Do not get distracted by any electronic devices, most especially your mobile phone. That way you are indirectly telling her to open up and you will be there to listen. In addition, this will not make them feel taken for granted. Be patient, be a gentleman. First and foremost, let us say this: chivalry is not dead, or at least the modern definition of it is, and you will need to woo a woman born as a Taurus. Part of it is to make sure that you are very patient with her. Extend it as much as you can when courting a Taurus woman, because if you lose your patience easily, then you are courting the wrong woman. As a gentleman, it might also be a good thing to consider giving her compliments for the way she looked and for the ensemble that they have come up with, because it is their way of validation, and it is imperative that these women get their compliments from the man courting her. A Taurus woman is someone whose feistiness, boldness, and her ability to stand on her own feet you should match to tickle their fancy. Although physical appearances do help, to be able to go toe-to-toe with her in her approach to life is a must. That way, they would stay longer, even forever. If you like the video, give us a like so we can make more videos like this one, and tell us in the comment section below what you think a Taurus woman is attracted to. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more weekly videos.